All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And Shalom, true brothers that are laboring and pushing this word in truth and sincerity. And with charity, I'm the brother Abraham from the camp here in GMS Chicago, coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying. And I have a short clip here from YouTube. It's pretty much Tucker Carlson's interview with this Israeli guy. All right, and pretty much everybody knows that these small hats are full of shit. Okay, they're being found out for who they truly are, and that is that they're frauds. Okay, because as you're gonna hear Tucker Carlson ask him a simple question to literally prove that they're Abraham's descendants, right? Is to take just why doesn't everybody over there take a DNA test? You know what I'm saying? Because over there, you need a court order in order to take a DNA test. Okay, in the state of Israel, right? So Tucker Carlson is like, all right, so if these people say they have a legal right or God's because it's in the Bible to have this land. Alright, how come those people that dwell in the land take a DNA test to prove that they're Abraham's descendants? And the guy's like, no, we can't do that. because then those that had what's the word I'm looking for? That converted to Zionism, they wouldn't be allowed. So it's like this, like everybody knows that they're full of shit, right? And this is why that's why they're controlling so much and buying out all these media companies, news channels. They bought TikTok. Alright, they're going after X now if they haven't gotten already. Alright, you know they got Facebook. Alright, so they're trying to control the narrative, but they're losing the narrative either way, because it's time for them to be exposed. And even like the Gen Z generation, the young generations of Americans are actually on the Palestinian side, right? As opposed to the Israeli side. Okay, because everybody's watching what they're doing, and then what is just pretty much a genocide and ethnic cleansing on the group of people. Okay, and they've been watching it for so long, with no mercy, with no sympathy. Okay, and they brag about it, they boast about it, and the whole world is seeing this, right? And these are supposed to be America's greatest ally, right? And all these things are being seen worldwide, right? Social media, news, everywhere. The whole world's seeing this, and they're seeing that America and Israel are the devil that the Bible speaks of. Alright, so let me stop talking. Let me play this video.
Have you seen this? Abram's descendants are the ones who have the right to have this land, correct? Yes. Okay. Why don't we do genetic testing on everybody in the land and find out who Abram's descendants are? It's really simple. We've cracked the human genome. We can do that. Why don't we do that? Would you be against doing that?
I have no idea what that would prove. I mean, maybe it would be.
What do you mean? It would prove who Abram's descendants are and who has a right to live here and who doesn't, according to the theology that you yourself just explained. And so I'm very confused as to why we don't do that. If you believe the theology that you've just explained to me.
Would we do that all over the world?
Well,
and everybody
this is the only country in the world that you've said has this covenant with God, that this people have a moral and legal right to the land.
But there are people who may not have bloodlines, but who have converted to Judaism. Are they going to be able to live here? Are you going to kick them out?
By your standards, they can't live here.
No,
because you
I've
just
never
told
said-
me
no,
that they
no.
have a right to live here because God gave them the land because they're the descendants of Abram.
The descendants of Abraham. But if they're the spiritual descendants of Abraham and they've now decided that they're converting to Judaism, then do they have a right to live in Israel?
Since you began this conversation by asking me, did I think they had a right to come here?
Yeah, that's
and
what
my
Zionism
question
is.
was, on what basis do they have the right?
And
And
I
you
tried
said
to-
because God granted it to them.
And I also said because that there should be a land where Jews can live in peace and safety.
And I asked you what a Jew was, and you couldn't answer it. You
No, I
said
didn't.
it partly is religious, but doesn't have to be. It's partly genetic, but it doesn't have to be. And so that you can see why I'm
I think I was
confused.
very clear.
Bibi's family, we know they lived in Eastern Europe. There's no evidence they ever lived here. He's not religious.
But
in what sense?
ancestrally- but
How do we know
ancestrally-
that? Do you have his family tree? No, we don't.
Do you?
He doesn't. No one does. That's the point.
But
So
if
how do
there
we
is-
know that he
but
has any
if they
connection
are
to this land at
Jewish,
all?
And if there has been a practice of Judaism and a connection to the language,
But
the
he
Bible,
doesn't-
the land,
His ancestors didn't. He doesn't practice Judaism in any rigorous way. His ancestors didn't live here. They didn't speak the language, and there's no evidence they ever lived here. So in the territory that Israel controls today, particularly in the West Bank, who, through genetic testing, we can know their families have been here for thousands of years. We don't know whether they practiced Judaism, whether they were Samaritans, pre-Islam. We don't know that. A lot of them we know have been Christians for 2,000 years. They have less of a right to the land than someone whose ancestors, the only thing we know about them is they lived in Latvia or Poland. They're Eastern European. How does that work?
Right? So he was trying to say, but if they're spiritual descendants of Abraham's, what are you going to do? Are you going to kick them out? Well, yeah, based off your theology, yes. Right? So there you go. All right. So let's go ahead and go to the scriptures. All right, let's get Jeremiah 49 and verse 10. It says, "But I have made Esau bare, and have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not." So Esau, as it says in Isaiah 47, that the skirt is being lifted up, okay, the leg is being made bare, and the whole world is seeing Esau's nakedness. And because of that, he's being shamed. Okay. And this is all because of the truth coming out. At the end of the day, this is all because of the word of the Lord shining as a light in this world of darkness. Okay, because the scriptures say that the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. How did Satan and the devil deceive the whole world, right? By, as it says in 1 Maccabees 3:48, that they laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen sought to paint the likeness of their images. All right, they excluded us out, and they put themselves in there, right? And that's why this guy, I forgot who the fuck he is, but it doesn't matter who the fuck he is. He's an Edomite, that's all that matters. And he's a bastard and a fraud dwelling in the land, the Holy Land. All right, as the scriptures prophesy that the Israelites, okay, will be exiled, and when they return, it will be the Most High that brings them back. Okay? That's the prophecy. All right? So if you say you're the people, then, all right, a lot of things don't add up. You got to answer for all of these prophetic scriptures. Okay? There's a lot that nothing adds up with you being there and saying you're the people. Nothing adds up or makes sense about it. Why the hell do you need a core to take a DNA test? Because it proves that you're a fraud. That's why. Okay? Any one of us could go to the state of Israel and then in a day get a citizenship there. And then all of a sudden you're an Israeli. Right? Meanwhile, there's war there. Right? Meanwhile, there's multitudes of people there. Meanwhile, there's different religions there. All right? How does that match up with Isaiah 2 and 1? Micah 4 and 1? Isaiah 60? Okay? So, all right, let's get to Isaiah 47. This is Isaiah 47 and 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate, right? Because you're this virgin daughter of Babylon. Why are you a virgin daughter of Babylon? Because you've never been touched by conquest, all right? You've never been conquered, okay? You've never been taken over and sacked, but you will be, because your blessing was a sword, and that is what you did all over the world to all of these nations. Okay. It says, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So this is all thanks to the truth coming out. All right, starting with the elders and apostles on down, and Abba Bivens, to this day, this truth is going strong and growing even more. Okay, and the scriptures say that this gospel shall be preached in all the world, and then the end shall come. So we're seeing the end of this world. Okay, and this is why it's very important to do these videos, to go out to the highways and byways as we are commanded, right? Our reasonable service, our reasonable sacrifice. This is why this work is very, very important, because preaching this word is the pulling down of strongholds. This stronghold that has been built off of lies and deception. All right, but it can only work for so long, right? It can only work for so long. And as the scriptures say in the book of First Esdras or Second Esdras, that the truth is stronger than all. Okay. So let me get All right, 2 Ezra 6:28. As for faith, it shall flourish. Or let me start up, Salakia. It's important. I read verse 27. It says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared. Right? So evil, which this world has been ruled by evil and deceit, shall be quenched. Right? But as for faith, it's flourishing. The truth that has been so long without fruit, right? There was a drought of the truth where there was no growth, there was no truth at all. You know, we didn't know we was Israelites. We didn't know Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Right? We were in the congregation of the dead. But now, from the time of Abba Bivens to now, wow, look at how much it has flourished. Okay, how much it has overcome, and it's still being declared. So this is beautiful, and all by preaching the word, all by pushing the gospel, are we bringing down this kingdom. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let there, Lord willing, this video was edifying as always. All honor, glory, and praises goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Until the next time, Shalom.